All right, guys, welcome again to another episode of Stock Market Review. It was not a big day, big move happened. Same market, nothing has changed. I know I've said that to you guys over and over and over again, but that is the reality. A big move happened. We had a big range, some consolidation time, some big drop, but fundamentally, as we go into this, I'm going to show you guys nothing really has happened. Today, we're going to use the review the SPX. Still the S&P 500, but I told you guys sometimes I like to use that just because that chart is a lot cleaner, and the reason that chart is a lot cleaner, exactly, is because as you guys are well aware, right? I do not trade on that chart. Okay, let me get this ready here real quick. Just bear with me, guys. Just make sure I get that way, when you guys are chatting in the chat, I can have that up so you guys can see me. If you are here, I really appreciate it. Make sure to give me a thumbs up. Give me a thumbs up, guys. Let me see who's here right now. If you're here, let me know you're here. Give me a thumbs up. Anything. Make sure to like the video as usual. Before we get started, I must let you guys know nothing I say here is any suggestions for you guys to buy, hold, or sell. Every single thing that I do here is for educational purposes. What I am doing is showing you guys what the market is telling me, talking about the probabilities of what the next move is going to be. Reminder that trading carries a lot of risk, including loss of capital. If you want to trade, I suggest you also do your own due diligence. And if you don't know what you're doing, contact a financial advisor. I am not your financial advisor. Again, I am not your financial advisor. Therefore, make sure you do your own homework. But Coach Lodi is here letting you guys know exactly what he is doing and what the market is telling him. All right, there's no fluff, no BS, no emotions here. Straight charts, straight technicals. This is what we do. All right, guys, we're going to get right into it. All right, guys, let's go. It is time to go. It is a cold, cold Monday, but the market gives some moves. As I told you guys last night, based on what I'm seeing in the market, I did not really feel comfortable buying this thing to go up, but I was letting you guys know the probability tell us that we might go down. Reason why we were at strong resistance levels, right? We watch strong resistance levels. The market likes to take the path of least resistance, and I showed you guys that. So what we are currently going to take a quick look at right now is the SPX, which is still the S&P 500. Let me adjust that just a tad. Perfect. Now that we have that, we are currently at a very, very strong level. You guys can see this is the wedge we've been having. This is critical levels that we are looking at here. We still have one layer of support. Unfortunately, guys, I have to. For those of you guys who know what this stands for, if you are new here, our motto is POP. This is our motto for the year, and POP is process over profit, meaning we're not chasing profit, we're not chasing money, we're focusing on the process. As long as you follow your process, you follow the process that you have, the money will eventually show up in your account. All right, that's how you know your system is working. Just make sure you keep doing the exact same process every single time. It's okay for you guys sometimes to show up and not take trades and not do certain things, even if you see it, as long as it doesn't fit into your process. All right, here we go. S&P 500. Okay, unfortunately, I gotta take that out, guys, because I need some space. So I must move this over. Here you go. Beautiful. As you guys could see here, so what I have here is a trend line. We have a trend line that's sort of like holding things together still. Everyone know, if you're messing with me, you know that I love trend lines. Once again, if you are here, guys, make sure to like the live. That really helps me with the algorithm, really help push out the video. I appreciate you guys that's already here. And Path, as usual, always here in NYC. I appreciate you. Anybody else that's here, make sure to drop me a like. Let me know where you're watching from. Would love to know. Hopefully you're not freezing like we are freezing here in the Northeast with another blizzard. Um, but I hope you guys are doing a lot better. And for those of you guys in Florida who like to make fun of us, guess what? Hurricane season is coming. All right, I don't wish bad on you guys, but I know for those of you guys that's making fun of us up north right now, because we're dealing with a bit of cold, just remember your turn is right around the corner. That being said, enjoy the sunshine. Hope everybody's having fun, and whatnot. So, before I even get into it, let's talk about the macro level, right? On a macro level, what exactly is going on with the stock market? So, the Supreme Court on Friday, the Supreme Court came out, and as a way to that was planned. You cannot convince me otherwise. I don't think those things. I think those things are done by design. So CPI came in hot. The numbers were horrible. Job numbers were horrible. All the data points were horrible, right? But while inflation was hot, the one thing that helped, and they did say, the tariffs did increase inflation, right? So when the Supreme Court, right after those numbers came out, we started dropping. Then the Supreme Court came out with its decisions that the tariffs were illegal. So actually, I'm just gonna focus that on me. So we were primed to actually get a bit of a squeeze in the market. Now, we did get somewhat of a squeeze or sort of a pop on Friday. However, there were some rumblings that you can tell some people knew, right? As soon as it started to get to certain levels, people started dumping shares, and you could see that. And as I showed you guys that, you can see it when it's institution selling. It was a literally there was a wall. We had a wall, and every single time we got to that level, you can see it's going up and the volume is lower, meaning retail traders were pushing the market up. And as soon as it gets to that level, every single time, it just got smacked down heavy. They just keep pounding it, and this was you can tell this was institutions de-risking. All right, but we still had a green day on Friday. But that's why I was telling people, although we had a green day, I was not very confident, based on what I was seeing. Again, the charts was telling me like, hey, listen, you know what? Although the market seems okay, everything seems good. We might get a squeeze. Inflation going to cool off a little bit because of how things are going. GDP numbers were bad. All these things, but at least inflation is going to go down, which means more likely we will get a what? We're going to get a Fed rate cut. But then on by that afternoon, Trump decided he was going to put on 10% tariffs. All right, so that was the first thing. 10% across the board, regardless whether we had a trade deal we just signed a couple of months ago with the country, you get 10% tariffs. All right, so that was the first thing. And then Sunday rolls around, and this man decided 10% is not good enough. We're going to do 15%. And this is what the market is not really liking and digesting. Because if it's 15%, now you're talking about, let's say, for example, you have the tariffs from China just go coming down marginally, which might help a few businesses. However, there are certain countries that already had trade deals with us for like 10% tariffs or 0% tariffs. Now, those trade deals that we just signed a couple of months ago are null and void, and now 15% tariffs were just once again imposed on every single country. All right, and the market does not like that uncertainty, so that means we're back to the drawing board. We are back to the drawing board. We don't know exactly how that thing's going to happen. So this is what the issue is right now. All right. So now that we get that out of the way, just giving you guys, letting you guys know what the news is out there. That's the macro events that's out there. That's why we are where we are, and you guys can see the drops that sort of help, the catalyst for that drop that sort of help. But at the same time, If you mess with me and you are here and you watch this, you are not surprised by anything that just happened. Not even a little bit. What up, James? I see you, man. Not even a little bit. There's no surprises here, right? If we look at the daily, what exactly do we do? This is why I keep telling you guys. We have those levels and we watch them, right? All we did the entire day was come from this level to right down here. So what we are doing right now, we are squeezing, okay? We are squeezing on that wedge. Now, can we break above that resistance line once again? Or is it a situation where we're going to break down? Now, I can extend that wedge. Excuse me. Still dealing with that call, guys. Still dealing with it, but I'm getting better. So this would be the most the bigger the if we break up, right? We might break above this and come here and do that. All right, that would not shock me even for a little bit. But at the same time, the fact that we have such a strong resistance level here, we may not even be able to get back inside of that range. We have spoken about that range. Where every time we get to that range, we just stay right within it. We may not be able to get up there and just break down. All right. So what are we? What exactly are we going to be watching for? Do we have a break of this trend line? Maybe we come here, something like that. we we just we trace back to the scene of the crime, right to the trend line, and then break that support level. All right, so this is the possible first move, right? That's the daily possible first move. Watch out for that. All right. Second possible move that we have here is maybe a straight flush taking out this support level, then retest to go make new lows. All right. Third possibility, obviously, is a bounce to get a squeeze up. So we'll see how all of that plays out over the next coming days. But for now, let's see in the near term, if we're looking to day trade that, what exactly is the stock market telling us if we are going to try to trade that? Right now, it's not really saying much. As of I told you guys, until we break this level, this is still a bear flag. That's the 4 hour time frame. Until we break this level, this is what we are looking at right here. Until we can break this, all we are doing is a bear flag. We still have a bear flag. Now, what's not very nice about it is that it's trying to poke its head out. Can it bounce? We don't know. Let's take a quick look and see what the MACD looks like. All right. So we have the MACD once again. Oh my goodness. The fact that we are not dropping at all with all of this bearish divergence, guys, that honestly that says a lot about the market. That says a lot about the market. The fact that we still have all these. Look at that. This is a lower high, lower high, lower high, lower high. And if you look at it, we're not going anywhere. We're just consolidating this entire time. We're not really going anywhere forward. So that's the forward is just sort of like a course down. So tomorrow, if we do break, we continue that drop. Just watch this level as your target level. So this area right there, that will be your target level. All right. Once again, I'm gonna keep reminding you guys once again. If you are here, please make sure to like the live. That really helps me with the algorithm. Drops me a like. Drop me any comments. Any interaction that you have. It actually really helps me, and I do appreciate that because I can see the how the channel is growing, getting more subscribers, and getting more views. So if you are here, do me a favor. Make sure to at least like and drop me a comment, something. You can ask a questions if you have questions. You can share any news if you know of anything that I may not be mentioning, and whatever. We can discuss it. I'm more open to do things like that. All right, if we go on the 2 hour time frame, let's check the 2 hours, see what we're doing in the 2 hours. Again, 2 hours is showing. Again, you guys, one thing you have to understand about trend lines, okay? The trend line is not going to show the same, exactly the same in every single time frame. You always going to see a lot of times when you have trend lines, not just trend lines, support and resistance as well. A lot of times you're going to see when you go in the lower time frames, you might see that it might be slightly above or slightly below it. All right. Don't ask me why, I don't know, but I just know that's something that is something that does happen. Again, if we go in the 2 hour time frame, this is what we are looking at again. And what exactly did we see? I mentioned that yesterday. It seems like we were doing what? A double top. All right, I was telling you guys to be wary of a possible double top, and that is exactly what played out. It is a double top. Now we are right at the neckline, so technically this move is not done. This is it can be canceled, right? Because we do have some support levels right there. We can see support is right there. So that means that move can be reversed and canceled, but that doesn't mean this is not a double top. This is a double top, but is there more opportunities for this to continue to drop? Yes, because if you're looking at the first leg started all the way down here to squeeze up. So what are we looking for possibly is the leg of the M. That's an M. The double top is typically an M. The legs of the M are typically the right leg is typically about the same or a bit longer. So we're just gonna have to keep an eye and see exactly how this plays out. Go down to the 30 minutes to see what's going on in the 30 minutes. Once again, the 30 minutes is even more bearish as of right now because what actually there's two scenarios. Two scenarios. I'm going to give you guys the ones with the lowest probability right now. Lowest probability, we do this. We drop, we pop, we drop again, right up back support again, and then we pop. We make a double bottom. That's a W, double bottom. I would give that about a 30% chance of playing out. But that is a chance. That is probabilities. All right. What is the higher probability for the next move? What we are seeing here currently, the higher probability is this. All right. So what we did was that, and we did a bear flag. We did a bear flag, and we're coming down, and on top of the bear flag, we're coming down. We broke the straight line, and we are doing a retest to continue to move down. I would give that probability more of a, I would put that more on the, you know what, I'll split it, let's say I'll split it 60-40. All right, that would be fair. 60-40 is the way I'm looking at this right now. And only reason I'm even giving a possible bounce for a double bottom, 40%, is because if you're looking at this right here, the MACD, the MACD shows you the drop is losing momentum and we might actually curl back up. All right, so that's what we are looking at. This is what we have. That is the S&P 500. Okay, bam, there you go. That's the S&P 500. Once again, guys, remember this is a process over profit. Make sure you follow your process, trade your trading plan. If you see a trade, you see something that's warning, but it doesn't meet your trading requirement, do not take it. Like today, for those of you guys that was still on with me, when I was looking for plays to put in the community, I saw a couple of things that actually look good. But the problem that I had, they had already ran a little too much. I either have things that haven't really woken up yet, or things that had already ran a little too much. They're a bit too hot. And I was like, okay, you know what? Too bit too far away. So I have to wait for either getting the full breakout, right? Because for example, let me show you guys something. So if I'm buying something that's just did a bull flag, most people like to buy up there. I trade aggressive. I like to buy here. I buy here. Once we get to that, the first thing I'm going to do is take profit. I will take some profit off in case it gets rejected. And if we do break, retest the level, I'm adding. All right, so that's my style of trading. So the meaning when I have things like that, if I come to look at something that's doing a bull flag, and we already say right here, I'm not touching it. If we're already right here, I'm not touching it. All right, that's why I didn't have anything. For those of you guys that are watching, that's part of the community. This is why I didn't drop anything here. Lunar man, I appreciate it. Thanks. But this is the reason why I don't drop anything. And but what I mean by that, by following the process, is have a trading plan that fits into your process. Your process includes what you do in the morning, right? What it is that you do in the morning to get ready. What time do you get ready? I do see some people. Some people do have really bad habits, right? Don't just roll out of bed for the first time and you showing up in front of your computer rubbing your eyes. Mentally, you're not prepared to trade. Trading is it's as much a psychological game as it is a technical analysis game. All right, so find a process. I don't believe anybody have. Hey, part of my process is to wake up, 2 minutes before market open. Wake up, get your levels ready, get your coffee, whatever. Go to workout if that's what you do. Go for one, meditate. I don't know, whatever it is that you do, do it. But make sure it is something that you're going to do every single time, every single day before you trade. It becomes up again. It's a process. This is my process. This is what I do. All right. So that's one of my biggest thing for you guys. I'm always going to keep repeating that to you guys over and over and over. Just have a process and follow your process. Whether it's a part of your trading plan, follow the trading plan, follow the process for the trading plan. All right. Okay. Well, then I see you. That's a good question. What I'm going to do again. I've been feeling a bit under the weather. What I plan on doing is have some videos like strategy videos and explaining certain things. But when I'm doing those reviews, I don't want to get a bit too much into a specific technical aspect of trading because that gets a little bit too much into the weeds. I just want to review charts and talk about where the market is going. That is a great question though, but I do have videos coming on these things. I do have videos coming on these things. Is trend line one of your top technicals? How important it is to learn? Again, I'm not going to cover trend line, but personally, if you mess with me, if you've been here, you guys know I love trading with trend lines. I find trend lines to be one of the most important part of trading. Be right beside um, candlestick patterns, right? Because being able to combine candlestick patterns and trend lines, those two things combined together took my trading to a different level. So again, I'm not saying it's the end all be all. There's no silver bullet, right? There's no silver bullet in trading. Now, if you have a trading plan that allows you to fit in trend lines into it, perfect. Now, if your trading plans does not gives you the room to add trend lines to it, then it's not going to work for you. All right. So that's part of. But while it is important for me the way that I trade and what I do, right? It doesn't necessarily mean it's important to everyone because depending on your on how you trade, you may not use trend lines. I think trend lines is one of the best thing ever because I think trend lines give an edge, and whatever. So this is an example I'm going to give, and we're going to go back into the macro thing. One of the things I want to show, right? So if the market was not the way, this is why I like trend lines, right? So you see this big pop that did and this big drop, right? So when we did this, when this stock did that, guess what I did? I bought. It went up. It actually pulled back down. I added. It went here. I sold, right? I had some long plays. I kept the long plays, but the short-dated plays I kept. I was still holding, still holding. It dropped here. I bought again, and then it popped. I sold, and this is where we are again. Again, now you somebody else may have a strategy that does not involve trading things like that. This is something that requires a lot of patience, and I do find trend lines to be very, very, very not profitable. What's the word I'm looking for? Very, very useful. However, I also understand some people do not trade with trend lines, and if it doesn't fit in your trading plan, I would say just don't worry about it because your trading plan is your trading plan. Now, with that being said, let's take a quick look at our good friend Bitcoin and see what we are currently doing with Bitcoin. So Bitcoin is still we're still down, but we're still inside of that range. We're still inside of that range. We have not broken down yet. So this is where we still are. Take a look at the VIX. Now, this is the thing that I tell you guys every single time. If you're looking, if you can see right, this is the right lower right corner. I don't know if you're watching on your phone, you may not be able to see it. On the lower right corner, if you can see the VIX, that's the VIX, you will see this is up 10%. Now, here's the thing. Whenever the VIX pop above 10%, based on history, that's history, right? We have about an 85% chance of having a reverse day, whatever that day was, whether it was down or up. We have an 85% of having a reverse day over the next two trading sessions. It's not a perfect 100%, but that's the probability. It's at 85% probability of having a green day, since it was red today, having a green day either tomorrow or Wednesday. All right. Now I don't know which day it's going to be. All I can do is keep looking at this with you guys. But as of right now, this is what it's looking like. And sometimes it can really just pop and go crazy. But sometimes you do have that big drop or that bit of cool off, and that's something that does happen a lot. Now, if it goes, for those of you guys who always been here, if it goes above 20%, what is the likelihood of the probability of a reverse day over the next two trading sessions? That probability is up to 95%. All right. That's why one of the ways that I trade when I see the VIX pop, and I'll take the reverse of it. For just a quick trade, for something very cheap, in case it doesn't happen, it doesn't really burn me. All right. That being said, let's take a look at the VIX. I covered that with you guys the other day, right? Because I was saying, hey, the way the VIX is looking, although it's below that, I was still not very happy as far as where it was, and you guys can see why. This is where we are. The good news is it seems like he's doing a lot of topping tails, right? So we cannot break out. It's finding strong resistance levels all through here, and it's getting rejected. However, that's the 4-hour time frame, by the way. However, this is what we need to be careful about. This is the MACD. Let me pull that up so everyone can see it. What exactly is the MACD showing us that it might most likely going to do? It has not confirmed it. No confirmation yet, so it has not crossed up in the 4 hours, but we are looking to possibly make a bullish divergence. And if we can make that, that means more likely than not, we're going to have some pain coming in the stock market. All right, that seems like some pain might be coming in the stock market. Going in the 2-hour time frame, the 2 hours are actually the 2 hours already crossed up, right? So we just have to wait and see what happens. Yeah, because the 2 hours has crossed up. But as far as patterns, I'm not really seeing anything that says we are going to have a big pop. Let me go in the 30 minutes. Okay, this is the 30 minutes, and this is what I was telling you guys. It would not surprise me if maybe tomorrow morning, since this is a bit extended right now on the MACD, that we actually curl down a bit, come and touch that support line, and then curl back up. Because why? Why would I say that? For those of you guys, once again, who mess with me, for those of you guys who do, who's been messing with me for a while, what we are seeing here is what? This is a bit of a inverted head and shoulder pattern. So you can see left shoulder, head, right shoulder, meaning we should be making a move up. All right. Again, those moves, nothing is confirmed until we actually have broken the neckline. Nothing is confirmed yet. This is still our neckline. We're making a higher right shoulder, which is very, very bullish. So it is very easy to see the MACD does something like this. All right, like a bit of a pullback, almost like a rubber band. Just stretch it out and just let it fly. Right. That's the MACD. Let's take a quick look at the 10-year yield. Let me see if the 10-year yield has really changed. Once again, what did we do, guys? We've had this trend line for quite some time. We dropped and came right on the trend line. 10-year yield is still holding steady. It's finding some support level. Nothing too concerning right now because it did not close above 50% retracement on that. Although it seems like it's bouncing right on strong support level, so we just have to keep an eye on it. The mags, okay, it's 9:33, so there's a few things I'm going to try to cover real quick. So there's another thing. I told you guys when we break the mag 7, right there when we broke that line, I told you guys I was a little worried. All right, and what exactly are we seeing now? The mag 7 has what? For those of you guys who do not know, the mag 7, that is the that's the a group of the best 7 companies in in the Nasdaq in the market. That's the Mag 7. Now you're talking about like Microsoft, Apple, Google, the Teslas of the world. Like those companies make what they call the Magnificent Seven. They call them that because those companies used to want so much. They were making people so much money. They just call them magnificent because they were just on a pew there. All right. Um, and you guys can see what's happening here, and I really do not like what I'm seeing. I do not like it. I don't like this at all because right now, what did we do today with that drop we did today? So you could say, right? So we did this drop. There you go. So we did a drop, pullback, another drop, pull back, and we're dropping. So typically when you see things like that happen, that's like, hey, this is a healthy drop because we drop below a resistance level, right? Below that resistance level, and we came and retest. This is a break and retest. And that is giving us, at resistance level, giving us a bearish harami. Any of you guys, if you mess with me, you should know those things. So I'm always challenging you guys with that. If you're not familiar with a bearish harami, let me go and put that there, right there. Okay, bearish harami. This is what that is. A bearish harami right there is when you have a big bullish candle followed by a small bearish candle that can fit inside of the bullish candle. Some people call that a pregnant woman because the belly's extended out. That's not the easy way to call that, but this is a bearish harami. If you cannot see that, if I go on this, you should be able to see that a lot easier with that now. All right. This is a bearish harami. It's great to know. You have to know your candlestick pattern. So when you see things on the chart, if you're trading, you see things, you should know exactly what they mean. Again, I want to remind you guys, this is what this is really is the language of the stock market. So everything we see in the stock market is telling us something. All right. So we need to be able to translate that language. It's a language, just like some of us speak different different dialects or different languages. right? So that's the language of the stock market. All right. The right now the Mag 7 does not look very good. One thing I wanted to go over. I remember I talked to you guys about that. I told you guys, when was that? I told you guys, hey, when that was that day when we checked all the big indices. The Dow was doing a head and shoulder pattern. The one regret that I have is not remembering. Well, now I did remember. Just being a little cheap to try to trigger that trade. And the market closed on me. I didn't get a chance to trigger that. Taking that trade right there. This is a textbook head and shoulder pattern. And if we can break this neckline, we might be in trouble. All right, there will be some pain if we can break that neckline. Again, we just going to have to see exactly how things play out tomorrow. Once again, if you guys are here, make sure to like the live. Make sure to drop me a comment, ask me a question. For those of you guys who ask questions, who engage, I really appreciate it. I apologize. I understand there are certain questions you guys may ask. I do not go too much into those questions. It's not because I'm ignoring your questions or because I just don't want to answer it. I just really want to make sure when I'm doing those, I really focus on reviewing charts and reviewing the market on a macro level and not really getting to way too much of what certain things mean and how I use certain things in trading. And I know part of that is also my fault because typically I used to have a lot of videos for you guys as far as how I use certain things and explain certain things, and I have not been doing that. Been doing that lately, but I will come back doing this. All right, I have a few videos. I already have the topics, have everything. I have a few things that I want to work on. I will get these things done for you guys. If you are here, I appreciate it once again. And if you're watching on replay, I still appreciate you if you can share that with anybody else. Now we do have dubbing. I've had one person confirm that for me. We do have dubbing. What I mean by dubbing is it should be translated to the language the person is watching it from. So if they say, for example, someone's in France and you send that to them, and their language for YouTube is actually French, so YouTube will automatically translate the video. It would seem as if I'm speaking French. All right. Now I don't know if how many languages exactly YouTube has done that for, but I do know they've already done that for Spanish and was it? If I'm not mistaken, I think it was for Dutch. If I'm not mistaken, either for Dutch or German. I know these two. I know these two for a fact. I don't know about the other ones, but you can try to send that to somebody if you know anybody that can benefit from those videos. Just let them know. What I try to do here is teach and provide some valuable info to you guys. Hopefully, when you come on my live, you walk away learning something new or confirming something about the market, right? Maybe you already have your own analysis, but you had some doubts, or maybe you just wanted to confirm your analysis, whatever it may be. I hope whenever you guys show up here at night, you do find the content I'm providing valuable and you actually take something away from that. That being said, guys, I have to go. I have to go meet with those guys from the community. If you want to join the community, once again, click on the link below for the WhatsApp group. The WhatsApp group is free. There are some restricted rooms, but the main lobby is completely free. You can join the main lobby and interact with other traders. I need to go to that community anyway. I have a few things in the works, some marketing things in the works to get that going. Anyway, guys, I appreciate you guys being here. Let me see. I think I covered pretty much everything. Yes, I did. Yes, I did. Let me see if there's any other questions here. All right. No other questions. Guys, thank you. I appreciate it. Have a good night. For those of you guys in the Northeast, stay warm. I think it's still time for you guys to stay inside because it's still slippery. It's icy outside, so stay inside. If you're in Florida, just know we're slightly hating on you guys right now because you guys are still having sunshine and enjoying yourselves. And for us here in the Northeast, we have not seen any sun over the past 3 days. Maybe it's been a week. I can even see. This is how bad it is. I can't remember the last time I saw the sun. So that's how bad it is. So this is why we have this little banter. It's not because we hate you guys. We do love you guys, but it is what it is. You guys take care. Have a good night. I will be here once again tomorrow. I'm really trying to see how I can incorporate like an 8:30 or 9 a.m. live as far as for market prep, just so we can review the pre-market. This has not I've not been able to put that together yet, but I'm trying to really find how to fine tune my schedule to include that for you guys. All right. Well, gotta go. Take care, guys. For those of you guys that's part of the community, I will see you guys on Teams live right after this. Peace out, fellas.